Okay. What? All right. Zombie TV in the motherfucking house. Red rum in the motherfucking house. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time. Don't hug me, I stink. For some reason, on the way here to the studio tonight, I started sweating, and like I got like a tight chest, and my boobies, my nipples got super hard.
Titties.
And it was awkward, but nobody was in the car with me.
He promised me he won't die on the show.
Kara's husband Zach came back into town, and so she was not with me on the way to the show. But thank God, my best friend Zach is back in town.
So sweet.
I have nobody to talk shit to all week long.
What am I?
What? That got fucking awkward real fast.
Okay, so commercial.
Okay, so tonight we have a huge show planned. Can I get everybody that usually comes on the panel? Can you guys
Get
come
your
back
asses up
here?
here.
Come over here. We got Brenda in the house. And we have some new people. Justin, he's going to be talking some conspiracy, some government conspiracy of the shows to come. I don't know if you guys can pan out, but this is everybody that sits on the panel. Almost everybody.
Almost.
Cynic, how are you, brother?
We're good, man. Life is good.
Life is great. I don't know if they can hear us right here because this is a whole new kind of setup. But thank you all for coming out to the show. This is a whole new thing for me tonight. I'm going to get kind of creeped out because it's a thing.
You can do it. You can do it.
Right around here.
You wore your Depends, right?
And right around here.
Yes.
Witches are taboo, and I don't think anybody's getting naked tonight. We'll work towards that.
Leaving.
Like what the fuck?
How did I come back?
Change the channel. No, here.
And after the show, just like every week, please go outside and get spanked by Brenda because she's got something for you. A little something.
Got nipples.
Yeah.
Woo! Cheney, I know you have nipples today.
Yeah.
Now, Cheney, will you come up here real fast? I gotta thank you in person again. God damn it. Steer, you stand right here.
He hates thanking you.
I love thanking you. You put this whole thing together, and you are like a shining star. And if I could give you something like my son, please take it. Well, I'll find some money. There's plenty of ways for me to find some money. Could anybody loan me like $5?
Yeah, I got you, Eddie.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Tonight we're gonna have a great night. So please, we're gonna go through with our opening credits like we always fucking do.
Every single time.
Every single time. Zombie Life TV, everybody. Thank you.
Just out the window, slithering night. You can see them coming, hellfire light. Here they come now, just for me. Here they come now, to watch Zombie Life TV. TV, yeah, yeah. TV, yeah, yeah. TV, yeah, yeah.
undisclosed bunker deep in the earth, bringing you the best in horror, paranormal, and conspiracy. We welcome you to this week's Zombie Fight Club broadcast with your host, Eddie Rotten.
Major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable. 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 Controllable.
Thank you for going through that goddamn long ass intro.
For the third week in a row, I've told you to split it up.
I'm trying to split it up. Trying to split it up. It's okay. But I have to that was awkward too. I'm like King Awkward tonight. So,
What's wrong with you?
before we go into our Coven of Witches, because we have a Coven of Witches tonight, and it's scary to me because basically I was talking to Corey Trahan outside. I guess I'm scared of fucking everything.
Yes.
Well, there's nothing wrong
You don't
with
have
that.
to fuck everything though, dude. I mean, you can kind of work your way up, you know.
I'm scared of fucking everything.
until
That's
you
what it
get to
is.
the coven, you know.
That's what it is.
Well, I'm not.
I was gonna like.
Get
So
out of the way.
before the Coven of Witches comes on, I wanted to talk a little bit of business with everybody. You see, back in the war, I'm just playing. We went to go see Hunter Wayne. Hunter Wayne is a dude who did Death Mention. It was in Taylor, and Red and I and Corey Trahan went out and we
Badass.
talked to him inside the theater, the haunted theater inside Taylor,
The Howard Theater in Taylor.
the Howard Theater. Well, that's
Amazing.
what I said.
Yeah.
The
Did
Howard.
anything happen?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I got fondled, but I think that was Corey.
It was definitely Corey.
I was hoping it was a ghost.
Somebody
but-
got fucking touched. But I took a whole bunch of pictures, and there's obviously some dust in the air. I'm not gonna say orbs, but
Yeah.
something was in the air. But anyways, he said like you guys can come out and do whatever you want whenever you want.
Yeah. Like
So
talking
the-
to like giving us a key.
So this Friday the 13th, we have a live orgy.
what he's
at- I'm just playing, not a live one. We'll
What did you
probably
say?
have
That's
to-
on Saturday.
Probably have to pre-record.
Pre-recorded.
Definitely pre-recorded.
So, but he said that we could
Lots of
come
editing.
out and have a good time. So we might do a couple shows there or something. But definitely, can I let the cat out of the bag?
Man.
I'm just gonna say it.
Please do.
Friday the 13th. Are you ready for this shit?
Ready for this
I'm
shit?
always ready.
We're gonna be viewing Friday the 13th, the original, and then the brand new remake at the
Howard Theater.
Howard Theater in Taylor,
It's
Texas.
badass too.
It's gonna be
Super intimate. And it's a small old theater. You know, I mean, it's been in operation since like the 40s.
yes.
So it's
And you can tell it's haunted. It
Yeah.
smells like my clothes do right now.
Yeah. it's
I'm
really
sorry.
unbearable up here.
I'm
It's a good
sorry.
thing they haven't, you know,
Did you say there was actually
made
two
scratch and
theater
sniff
rooms
TV
then?
yet.
Yes, like when you walk in, there's a little bit. It looks like somebody's been murdered right there at the front door.
So great.
All right.
So it's like this little bitty booth, and somebody takes your ticket and like go this way. And
They
so
spit
you
on
walk
you.
inside. You walk inside, and there's just like a grand theater that goes down. It's actually pretty cool. There's
It is. I mean, it was actually back in the 40s. There was one theater, and then upstairs it was a segregated balcony. And they took that segregated balcony and made it into this really intimate small theater that only has about like 90 seats
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Big ass stage and stuff, but it's really neat.
very, very cool. So we're gonna book some shows there. We're gonna have some shows there, so everybody's gonna come out for the shows. But please do this with us because we want to put this place on the map because so much that he did, Hunter Wayne, what he did for Zombie Life TV, I can't thank him enough, and we want to pay him back.
Hell yeah.
So it's gonna be awesome. Please come out.
Yes!
More details. A lot of things happening in October. So that's one
Mark
of
your
them.
calendars.
There's another thing happening on the 28th
Mm-hmm.
with Blood Over Texas. There's like another event that we're going to be doing. And then there's Zombie Charge
Yep.
is happening.
21st.
The 21st. What the fuck else is going on? Oh, Corey Trahan has something going on in October.
Yeah? You got
Right? He's like,
Yeah, he's
yes.
like, yes, I do. Yes,
Yes.
I do. Good for you.
After the show, you're fucking dead.
Road trip.
Road trip. Woo! And it'll start here in Austin, and then we'll road trip up to where, Nightmare on 19th Street.
There it is. I'm just gonna let you go for it, man. You can do it.
Feeling alright?
Oh, well, I had to fan myself outside the thing. So tonight,
Fanning yourself?
okay, on the show tonight, I'm not trying to disrespect the thing.
Oh.
Wow.
Tonight, hold on, I'm going to get serious.
Okay.
Tonight on the show.
On Zombie Life TV.
You just spit out of your face.
Where else is you?
Tonight on the show, we have a coven of witches. And
So awesome.
like I said earlier, and all week long on Facebook and Twitter, and
And
it's
in your sleep.
in my sleep,
Yeah.
I have night terrors. I'm afraid of witches. I don't know why. Some people are, some people aren't. This motherfucker is. So
Yeah,
I'm here
everything.
tonight to get past that. So they're gonna
Or not.
They're gonna.
End up in the corner in a fetal position.
Ah,
Okay, that's our show. Thank you.
They're gonna come on tonight and don't laugh. She's laughing so hard she can't even run the camera. They're gonna come on and do like a real life ceremony. I asked them to do the real thing. I don't want any smoke and mirrors. Here, push the smoke button real quick.
No smoking mirrors.
I don't want no smoke and mirrors.
They don't know how to do it.
But they're gonna do.
It's so hard to get good help.
I bought that motherfucker and everything. It's gonna be great. Can we have our
Our
coven of
intern's
witches
just
come
supposed
out,
to go
please?
turn that shit on.
Okay, squeeze on in, squeeze on in.
Come on in, guys. Come on in.
As you come with the U,
Whoa.
there's going to be lots of questions. Here, squeeze on in so everybody can. Okay, I guess everybody can see you. Everybody's going to have questions. I'm going to save my questions to the end so I can be blown. away.
Wow. So what?
Blown.
They're gonna be I didn't know that's not what I had to do, man. Just hold my questions till
What the
the
fuck is
end.
wrong
Got
with me
it.
tonight?
Hold my questions till the end.
But I'm going to have a lot of questions. You guys know, it seems like you know what you're doing. I've looked at all your Facebook pages and trolled the shit out of you. Some of you I know more than others. But if we can, I'm going to take a seat. And anybody else who wants to take a seat a little bit closer so we can make this intimate, I'll bring some chairs out. We can all sit right here. Anybody from the studio audience, please, you're welcome to bring your chair
Absolutely.
out and check this out because this is going to be amazing. Let's dim the lights a little bit and get into this. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, this is gonna be so awesome.
I know, I'm a little nervous. Thank you. We're going to get to the side and you guys can do your thing. Let us know if you want us to do anything or chant, or I got some smoke machine kicking, if it even works. Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this.
All right, start.
We approach the sacred grove with hearts and minds of flesh and bone. Join us now in ways of old. We have come home.
Those sacred waters that flow and swirl beneath all. Let us know the elder depths within ourselves. Taber Nifa Shohan Naglash Dejan. Sacred well, flow within us.
Sacred well, flow within us.
O sacred fires that consumes and transforms, sacrificed and sacrificer. Let Holy Spirit, let Holy Flame warm our spirits and our lives. Chinanifa Shrahan Naglash Dejan. Sacred fire, burn within us.
Sacred fire, burn within us.
Sacred pillar that stands at the center of the land, the sky, and the sea. Let us be deepened in your depth, raised to your height, and strengthened in your strength. Kranifa Afas Aglash Dejan. Sacred tree, grow within us.
Sacred tree, grow within us.
Avrija Banjia Nagati Jen Tamwid Akshul Ardovalak. Lady Bridget, open the ways to the other world. Let the fire open as a way to the gods. Let the well open as a way to the ancestors. And let the tree hold fast the rays between. Let the ways be open.
Let the ways be open. offer to the gods and the spirits, all those that listen close and listen well, that guard and protect us at the sacred tree and the sacred well. Accept our offering.
Accept our offering.
Accept our offering.
I call out to the ancestors of those who have come before us. Without you, we would not exist. Reaching all the way back to the beginning of the primordial, of the birth of the planets and of the galaxy, and all realms that have predated us and that will exist long after we are gone. Accept my offering.
Accept their offering. We give one final offering.
The Earth Mother, who's mother of everything and everyone, accept our offering.
Accept our offering. Stand in a circle. Hold hands. The spell we do tonight is an inweaving. From our hearts and our minds we flow as one. We share power as witches, as druids, as wizards, as magicians. From us, from the earth, from our ancients, the power is ours. And from my heart and my mind to your heart and your mind.
From my heart and my mind, from your heart to your mind.
From my heart, from my mind, to your heart, to your mind.
From my heart to my mind, from your heart to your mind.
And we release it up to the sky towards the gods and down below towards the ancestors and out toward the spirits of nature. And we thank the beings we've called here. We give offering to them one last time. Good of Margaret, we thank you.
Good of Margaret, we thank you.
Walk with wisdom from this sacred place.
Walk not in sorrow, our roots shall ever embrace.
May strength
Be your brother and honor be your friend, and may luck be your lover until we meet again.
All right.
Cast the circle thrice about to cast all evil spirits out. Cast the circle thrice times round. Evil sink into the ground.
This we give to East. And that too.
We welcome the powers of East and air.
Yes.
Hail to the powers of South, powers of flame and into flame and passion.
I think we're...
Yeah, I'm just circling.
Hail to the powers of the West, waters. Bless us and give us knowledge. Join us in our right. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
I call out to the watchtowers of the north of earth, from the smoldering depths that are constantly churn, that's grave solid to beneath our feet, that reaches across the cosmos. I welcome you.
I welcome you. To the great goddess of the round moon, we welcome into the consecrated circle, she of 1,000 names, she of 1,000 forms. We invite into this space, so mote it be.
So mote it be.
We turn to the blazing sun, to the god, he who also of 1,000 names, the horned hunter of the forest. Great sun, we call you down into this consecrated space, so mote it be.
So mote it be.
We thank these elements and these powers, air, earth, fire, and water, to the great god and goddess, moon and sun, for blessing us with their presence in this rite. And as the circle fades, we ground it into air and earth, bringing blessing to all present. Hail and farewell to all the elements,
Hail and farewell.
to the great and silvery goddess. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
And to the glorious sun with honor. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
All right.
That's it.
You okay? I am.
Okay.
Can we have you guys come back in here?
Yeah, man.
You want a box?
No, I don't. I want the box.
Which is boxing?
We all-
Witches. It sounds like a cool show, man.
That does sound like a cool show.
Surprisingly enough, I stopped sweating.
Oh, thank God.
So, yeah.
Oh, I'm closer to him.
I think we all have questions. There's something that goes on inside all of us when we see something like that. It's more their performance. It's not even a performance. It's like the real thing. You guys totally fucking believe that, and it's cool because everybody's got their own thing, right? But I want to know.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Okay.
They're theist witches,
Okay.
which I'm not a witch, by the way. I'm a druid.
Okay.
And we can talk about that
Okay.
later, probably after commercial. But there's theist witches, and there are also, even though it's a small sliver, there are atheist witches.
Okay.
And what they do is they don't necessarily believe in the metaphysical aspect of it, but there's certainly a psychological aspect to what we do. We have symbols here that run deep in many cultures, etc. Indigenous symbols that run deep into dreams and things like that, like your dream and all that. But the atheist witches, they connect to those psychological symbols just the same as we do, but they don't have any belief behind it. They kind of view it as like a mental defrag or mental
I see.
Yeah.
mental optimization.
Emotional decompression.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
I use Prozac, but
Not enough.
It's
Not enough.
it's no different than your Presbyterian.
right. Okay. How did you fall? Well, is there two? Do you guys have two things prepared?
We just did them together.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did.
So if you notice, we opened up one rite and then we closed it up, and then Rainero led another one.
Okay.
Okay.
We can grab chairs if you want to.
Let's do it.
I've got questions. Why don't you guys grab some chairs? In the meantime, does anybody in the studio audience have a question that they have for the druid and witches, or is everybody witches except for him?
He's a druid. I'm a wizard.
You just do stuff.
Witch.
Witch.
Try to push these down.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, chairs over there.
This is our high class studio.
I don't know what's going on.
We have a question right here. Okay, that's one hand. Once we get settled in here, then we'll get all the questions going. But as you guys get settled, I have an extensive past. Red has an extensive past in forms of witchcraft, and mine are on the negative side. That's why I'm so timid, I'm just gonna sit right here.
Sit right here.
Please don't fucking kill me. But I don't know what it is. Why am I afraid of witches?
Well, I think, in my personal opinion, I was raised Christian for a long time, and there's kind of like there's this kind of social stigma that's been created through media, through honestly, also negative people who've actually perverted any rite, not just witchcraft, but wizardry or magic in general. Like they felt like, this person left me despite the fact that we did a spell together and we were bound together, and so therefore that sets this negative social stigma to what people think. And of course you see movies such as The Craft and stuff like that, and it kind of twists a lot of people's perspective. And so when they're raised in Christianity, they're taught, thou shalt not spare the life of a witch. And so they follow that, and they feel like once they're raised a certain way and they're forced to kind of step outside of it, it's a shock to the system. It riles them up, and they feel a fear of the unknown. And that's what we practice, is something that's unknown and considered dark and mysterious. And
Is
so
it
it's-
dark magic that you practice, or is
Well,
it light magic?
The thing is, there's not really a distinction, okay? Because is there a dark sword or a light sword? Is there a dark gun or a light gun? Like, can you tell me the difference between that?
Just color.
There's just
Yeah,
you know,
That's the only thing I know. They both kill and slaughter.
it's the intention behind it. Everything's
Okay.
a tool, right? So what it is like, you know, in the Iron Age, you know, right after the Stone Age, when they first figured out, oh, tin and bronze suck, and we need to figure out something better.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right about that time is when witches were a thing in society, but they were the people who dealt with the scary boogeyman out there. In fact, boogeyman comes from the boggy spirit. It's a Celtic, elven type spirit, and not all the spirits are good. You know, in fact, 80% of them are kind of boogeyman type characters. The leprechaun, when he gets drunk, he turns into the clericon, and if you piss him off, he breaks your wine in your wine cellar.
Fuck
So witches are traditionally the arbiters of nature in the wild, and that the spirits, and not just, you know, for the atheists out there, because I'm a theist. I was a practicing atheist for a long time, but I became a theist through practice. And
What's the difference, other than how you say it? Like what's the difference between atheist and a theist?
well, I used to just do this because it was good for, you know, for me, and I just had a compelling nature to do this. I've always believed in magic, but I never believed in the religion aspect of it. You know, gods or Mother Earth or any of that stuff.
Okay.
You know, and slowly you know, I've had some experiences doing this stuff here. You know, but like you said, the witches are the arbiters of nature, and so priests shut them down. They don't want anybody having any control over people or having any suggestions to people that don't come from the church, the one true church, which is Catholicism at the time.
Or
And
every organized church on the planet Earth.
Right,
Yeah.
and if you look at what we do, and if you look at Catholicism, like our big blown out rituals take 45 minutes, and we have a communion in our Druid crunk cups and all that. You
It's
know,
a crunk cup?
Oh, it's a Druid crunk cup. But this one don't have. This is a encrusted bedazzled phase, you know. And I'm gonna glue a candlestick
Even
right
witches
down.
bedazzled.
You know what I'm saying? And then, but you know, the first Catholic mass was an amalgamation of European pagan ritual. They took, here's what the Norse Vikings are doing, here's what the Druids are doing, here's what the Roman priests are doing. They just smashed it all together into something that they could spread far and wide to control.
It was to allow easier conversion, basically, because a lot of people did not want to give up their culture. This was a part of their family, their tribe, and stuff like that. So a lot of Christian churches took in like, oh, no, you can still celebrate your family. We do this too, even though they
Christmas.
didn't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Christmas, a lot, Halloween.
As long as somebody dies, please celebrate that. We have a question from the studio audience. If you can speak up or come up front, it's up to you. What was your question?
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys intended to bring something in here, because they're right here. When you were done, it really felt haunted right here. Like
So she felt something in the studio audience.
I just crop dusted, y'all. I'm sorry.
At least it was the audience.
No, I didn't. This is live TV. I ain't gonna not wear underwear
Hey,
today,
we've
because I might
had-
just fall on my ass.
We've had Cheney. He was half naked on the show already, so.
Oh well.
I try to
When
get
I go to
Bob.
festival, there ain't no way I'm
But
wearing.
to answer your question, I mean, literally, sometimes when we do ritual, it sometimes things are just naturally drawn. There's a high amount of energy, and it could be something just in the area that was already here, you know. And as to what it is, it's just sometimes like a bright light in a dark room, i.e. the light's here, and sometimes it just comes. Don't think anything negative of it.
Something's coming to collect the
it
offerings.
doesn't feel negative. It just feels like, I swear, it feels like something came right in this space here.
I have a question for y'all.
Yes. Okay.
So you guys you pray to the south for fire and desire.
That is the Wiccan format. I'm particularly not Wiccan, although.
I've had formal training in that. If you have any
Yeah.
questions.
I can imagine. I'm down with that idea. That's what I'm saying.
You pray to the south for fire.
You gotta go. You gotta go down south for fire and desire.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense though. I want to know.
Bonus.
other than maybe witches being burned on the stake or whatever, where did the broom thing come from? Where did the long nose come from? Where did the hat come from?
It's all stories that people would tell, man. Just like the boogeyman or anything else.
Yeah,
They're
and
just making up shit to make witches more scary and scare little kids.
Well, it's
They
funny
add
you-
on each time.
It's funny you should actually bring up the long nose. JP, can you come here for a second? Yeah. Okay, so the reason why.
Is that JP?
Yeah.
Hey, what the fuck? Fuck you, man. It's like, what the show? It's
So,
JP.
Is that a
JP,
Geralt
if you
of
don't mind, just look
Rivia?
at the camera real quick, please.
Yeah, look at the camera.
All right,
Zoom
so
out. Let's see
there
that.
you go. There you go.
You're wearing a
So-
goddamn tutu.
We got
The reason why.
That's awesome, dude.
And that's total at
There you
House
go.
of the Wolf.
By the way, he makes
Witcher
these
there.
masks. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Total
JP
dependent.
Robin mask, everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about the long nose.
Well, the long nose represent a doctor. That's literally what the doctors wore during the times of the plague and stuff like that. That's literally how you could discern a doctor. So literally the long nose. But the thing is, it actually became a negative omen because doctors would kill their patients because sometimes some of the doctors were corrupt to where they were slightly religious and thought this person eating moldy bread or something like that was actually going crazy or was possessed and so would kill them. So seeing that mask was a sign of fear. It used to be, now in this day and age, you see a doctor, you're relieved.
Well, they don't have a long nose. why would they go out of their way if they're going to help somebody out to wear a mask with a long ass nose?
It was to discern them from people who didn't have the plague.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus
They could have
the-
just said
The
something.
long nose they thought helped to keep the plague away from their
Yes.
face.
And
Yeah,
the-
it's
and the
like your
masks
little
themselves.
mask today that they cover
Okay.
up. You know, they
Okay.
keep it.
The
It's not
masks
just to
were
protect the
filled
doctor,
with
but it.
potpourri and different scents
So they didn't have
because
to
they
smell
thought
the
that
people
the
they were killing.
scents and everything
Really
would
is.
hide the smell of the dead,
Yes.
but also protect them from the dead and from whatever was ailing them.
Right.
So
Man, there's
they
some straight
killed
history
them.
going down.
It was kind of like that. Kill the few to protect the many.
Yes.
Sounds
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's kind of like what we do
Thanks,
today.
Jeremy.
Thank you for the long
Nothing's
nose. You can
changed.
sit- If there's a seat, find a chair and sit down. I mean,
No,
you
there's
guys
a-
welcome to come sit down.
There's a distinction between old witches and new witches. Folk witches are witches from like medieval times and stuff like that. And so a lot of folk witchery has Christian stuff mixed into it because they, like Santeria and Brujas and stuff like that, curanderos in Hispanic culture, they're Catholic, but at the same time, when they're at home in a different context, they're like this witchy type thing, right? So in the same way, Irish witches, Swedish witches, like in the medieval times till a couple hundred years ago, they had magical practice at home. You know, if the broom falls over, which way is it facing? That means an omen. If there's a knife facing that way, then I need to do this. Don't open the umbrella in the house. You poke your eye out, stuff like that. But like, as far as where the besom comes from, which is the broom that you're talking about, I would like to fancy that it's a kind of a goes back to like tree symbology, you know, tree symbolism, and whatever that is for that witch's
Okay.
culture.
Okay.
It doesn't always mean the same thing, but like if you go further back, closer to the Iron Age, pillars and trees represent the central place where the tribe would meet, the chief and the druid.
It
or
had
the-
nothing to do with cleaning or.
Well, you know, they use
That wasn't until later,
Yeah.
honestly.
Okay.
You know,
There's-
adjusting your house.
There are folk
Okay.
spells where you put your broom upside down with some money in it, laying next to the doorway, and if it falls over, this and that, you know.
Right.
And that's some folk magic, and that's kind of different than the hermetic, you know, fire in the south, something in the north, you know, four elements. That's more goes back to Egypto-Greek.
Yeah, Golden Dawn and,
Yeah.
and ceremonial magic,
Kemetic
like Aleister
magic.
Crowley and stuff like that.
It seems not rehearsed, but there's a lot of stuff that's repetitive in it. I heard a lot of different names. I
Mhm.
think you were talking Druid.
I was
Is that
talking Irish.
those
Gaelic.
are Irish.
Gaelic.
Yeah, Gaelic.
Gaelic?
Yeah.
You seem to know a lot about it. Like you have the whole thing memorized. It seems like you practice this a lot.
That
We didn't even
original
practice.
Wiccan structure.
We drank wine instead of practicing.
That original Wiccan structure, which I admit, the Watchtowers did not go like I wanted, but we pulled it up from the, so bravo us.
Yeah.
I have been working within that framework since I was about 14. I've done it over and over and over and over again. I actually rebought one of the original books that I used when I was first studying in my teens as a solitary, which is Wicca from the Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham, which is a solid
Oh, yeah, I
beginner
have
book.
that book.
which it has its failings, but as far as getting the basics down, that was what I had at the point. And just going through that structure, and then when I started to get teachers, it was just, it's like muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I don't necessarily use that structure all the time now, which I really don't, but because that was my foundation, being able to go, okay, especially the circle invocation, that's one of my favorites today, where if I feel like there's something malicious, cast the circle thrice about to cast all evil spirits out. It's reflex.
Let's get down to like what you really want to know. Is it just religion, or does it work? Is it real? Is there something for you to be scared about?
Well,
other than just like walking by a Presbyterian church and them doing their thing over there?
For me, like I talked to Corey Trahan about this just yesterday. I have my own personal beliefs in the universe and why things work out that way. It has nothing to do with the way that I was raised in my own religion. They do not like the way that I think about some of the things, but fuck it, everybody's got their thing, like I was saying. But there's got to be a reason why. Like, why this and not something else? Like why? Like you mentioned, Aleister Crowley, evil motherfucker in the eyes of the rest of the free world. You know?
In the pagan community, he's in some ceremonial, like i.e. Freemasons and stuff like that. I mean, I have friends who are Freemasons. You know, like Aleister Crowley and in the Golden Dawn. I mean, they set a structure. They basically tried to set help create a boundary, but because back then, in medieval times, science was considered satanic. So what a lot of these people had to do was kind of had to mesh the two together in order to be able to do mathematics and astrology and stuff like that. Had to splice in some mysticism behind it in order to pull it in. And then, of course, they eventually created a very sound system: north, east, south, and west, earth, air, fire, and water. In the alchemical sense, is a very basic form of elements that form us together. Literally, your body really consisted of all those 4 elements.
They even made the tarot out of traditional playing cards and the elements and things like that.
Exactly.
Tarot was around as a game before it was a divination system, and then it was woven into.
Also, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. You also have imports from the Far East, like the Kabbalah, the Jewish system, things that are the foundation of Hermetic practice. You have this tradition of Hermes Trismegistus in the East, that just that entire thing, which is pulling from this period in the Crusades when we were constantly just pulling things, either because of conflict or trade or one thing or another. We're bringing all of this information over, and at the same token, it wasn't just esoteric secrets, as you were saying. We had the foundations of scientific thought here in this time period when we had the Grimoire tradition.
That's why, like for myself,
Magi.
Okay.
Well, magic stands for what the Magi did, and they were like, if you look at half the shit they did, they were like philosophers and astrologers and linguistic dudes and like just all the boring college courses you would never want to retake, right?
Yeah.
So like half the stuff that's magic is science and mundane
today. Exactly.
And like, it's been taken into the science realm from the magicians, and we're fine to give it, whatever. Because what we're left with is a practice that does reduce psychological filters. And when you pull down those curtains, when you pull down the veils and you see what's behind it, well, the first time you do it, you go running.
Yeah, pretty much.
You go fucking running.
So you guys trying to open people's minds? Or you just
We're just trying to open our minds.
Well, basically for us, it's our own minds, because like, I can't force you to experience something. Like, I mean, we can show you the way. We can show you the way, but you have to really
kill everybody. Believe me or die.
You have to ultimately step it through that door on your own. Like for myself, I take the term wizard, because for me, wizard is literally Yoda, the Jedi, the wise man who helps guide the student to his destiny or whatever, and encompasses all forms of magic, not just pagan path, Wiccan path, or any path. It's just literally encompasses magic in its entirety, in all its shapes and forms. Even illusionary magic is still considered magic for us, because it's giving you experience that you can't explain.
And the beings that Terrence McKenna and Joe Rogan and stuff talk about when they eat a bucket of shrimp, those are the spirits we're working with, man. You know what I mean? So it's no different than what's already out there coming from different angles. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
For instance, they believe that those beings are part of the operating system of your mind. We believe that your mind borders on another world that's not your mind, and those spirits come from that place. And you can't access it through this physical realm, but it's somewhere in one of the dimensions Stephen Hawking talks about.
The merit of folk magic on the inverse end is which there's nothing wrong with encompassing everything, but one reason I end up favoring the more simplistic and going towards the root of the matter, why I designate myself as a folk witch, is at the end of the day, once you find those keys to tap into those things, it's very simple. It's simple herbs, simple candles, simple invocations, realizing who your spiritual protectors are, who is actually talking to you, and once you find those keys, which can take a lifetime for some people, once you find those keys, it can be very simplistic. Now, that doesn't always work for everybody. I know several people who work very well in the sort of elaborate system of Thelema, but
what's that?
That is the philosophy founded by Aleister Crowley. We have the operating Ordo Templi Orientis.
That dude,
Don't
man,
ask.
give him nightmares.
Don't
He's
ask.
scared.
We actually have-
From Crowley too, man. You know, there's a reason
Sabbath
why
and
Ozzy.
Zeppelin loved him. Come on, man.
No, he talks about sacrificing children because it makes you live forever and shit. I mean, he went like in that motherfucker. Evil, scary shit. But there's got to be a reason why people pay attention to him. Like, what he must have grabbed onto something. Same thing with H.R. Geiger.
Yeah,
Okay.
and-
Now he's figured out how to paint some of the most equal, evil.
He drew some
awkward-
fucked up shit.
some
But have you
fucked up
seen
shit,
Alex
but-
Gray's stuff too?
Yes.
The Net of Being, the Web of Being, and all the colors and shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
somehow,
love it.
like they say that they were given a free pass to the seven gates of hell, but they practice Wiccan as often as they can, and they believe in the same kind of path, but they seem to be taking a very dark fucking pentagram way to do the whole thing.
JP, you're burning back here. What do you
Yeah,
got for
pentagram was
I couldn't see it from that angle. All I could see was this, and I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
I think the easiest way to I want to emphasize this. I'm not getting political, but
Scoot in
look
here
at-
so this mic can catch you.
If you look at the idea of global warming, okay, so you look at it from the more traditional religious aspect. Well, global warming doesn't matter because when we die, we move on to something better. Whereas with Aleister Crowley, it would be more like global warming matters because what we have is this life now, this life here. There may be something afterwards, but it's not about sacrificing children. It's about living in the moment, living now.
You want to know why? Because when you get to the other side, it's just as sucky as it is here. So seriously, there are bliss realms. There are bliss
It
realms.
doesn't matter if the after this is worshiping a single deity or burning in fire. It doesn't matter what it is after this. What matters is
this life now.
living now, being a good person now. And that doesn't mean, adhering to a strict set of commandments, but it means not actively being a dick.
Precisely. Don't be a dick. But see, the whole thing is like, for instance, Druids believe that the afterlife is just identical to this one. It's not any better. It's not any worse. It's not a hell. Sure, there are bliss realms and bliss halls under the servitude of a god, or under the where God looks after a certain area, and those are bliss areas where there's feasting and all that. But generally, the spirit realm is just like it is there. So why wait till you're there? Then when you're there, you wait till you're here. And then when you're here, you wait till you're there. And then you're just reborn over and over, never really doing anything anywhere, wherever the hell you're at. Live here. And that's what witchcraft and wizardry and druidism, and it's about power for pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. And it's about world affirming. And whether there's some druids who believe in global warming, some who don't, blah, blah, blah. The Celts, they cleared forests to sow corn and stuff like that, so they weren't necessarily like, oh, trees, I don't want to hurt the spirits of the trees. No, they weren't anything like that. They clear-cut shit. So the thing is that we have to balance. We have to not eat shit where we eat, and that's the main point. And that's where our world-affirming, nature-based existence is. And we go from right to left. Pagans are on the right, and they're on the left. They're all in between, whatever.
Pagans have their own governmental system.
No, they.
They're all
over
over
the
the
place.
place.
Yeah, it's called
The
democracy.
right-hand
It was developed in a pagan nation,
Okay.
Greece.
We only have 15, 14, 12 minutes left, whatever.
He's still learning, people.
Like all the
Give him
stuff on
time.
the table, like.
IR10 has math.
Okay, Kara was saying, what were we saying?
Well, I want to know what all this stuff is on the table. I mean, do you use the same stuff every time, or do you
No.
switch it out? What is the meaning of all? What's in this silver tin here that you're pouring out over and over again? Like, what is all of it?
Okay, so this is this here is mead.
Okay.
Okay, and mead is a honey wine that was made by the Beaker people, and the Beaker people were kind of European people before any of this pagan junk came to Europe. There was a Stone Age people who used like stone axes and stuff, and they're the people who made honey and beer for the first time, and they brewed it. They're the brewmasters, and then so when the Indo-Europeans came to Europe and took them over, like the Norse people, the people who had the chariots and stuff, took over the stone axe people. Then they were like, boom, this is a perfect marriage, stone and mead, right? And so now you have Vikings who drink mead, but it's really from the Beaker culture.
Yes.
This is a hagstone, for instance, and this has a natural hole bored into it by a natural piece of water, like a stream or whatever, and it's from here in Austin. It's also called like a viper stone or a witch's stone, and even a druid's egg, and these are said to they were illegal in Rome. You could not bring one into the courtroom or you'd be killed immediately.
That rock?
That's the belief in them. Yeah.
Why?
Because that was the belief in them. They believed they worked so well, and druids were also lawyers.
Worked for what?
Like I said, they could be brought into court because it would be for good luck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they would win the case.
Oh.
They believed that they would win the case
like
automatically.
baseball.
It's for
Yeah.
demons, Ed. Be afraid.
And the whole thing is druids were good lawyers anyways,
Yeah.
and so like it's just really a prohibition on more Celtic things. And the Romans, they took over everything. They walled off the Scots and stuff. They didn't like Celts at all. They were seeing about that.
People be judging.
You
You guys.
This
you
is a
guys go through
go-ahead
that?
conch shell.
What's up? You guys have a lot of judgment in your head?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You mean like people judging us?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
I do.
No, I walk down the street and the ladies whistle at these Bonnie knees, man. They might, but I get
Standing over those grates on the
Yeah.
street.
Well, I mean,
Old Marilyn pose.
Check out these.
exactly. No, I mean, there's a pro and a con. I mean, to any belief, no matter where you are. If someone was to believe in Christianity and go to Islamic country, they're going to, of course, receive judgment. In this case, being in the Bible Belt, you get a lot of negativity, from time to time because people will message me randomly. Harry Potter isn't real, or you worship the devil, or you're gonna burn in hell.
So, okay, do you remember God Squad on Dudley and Bob?
Yeah.
I was on that show.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, I'm one of two dudes that Dale Dudley at the end, he was like, oh, this is cool, I'd do this. The other one was the Buddhist dude, right?
Okay.
Not Booty Doo, the Buddhist dude.
Buddhist dude.
Correct.
The dude.
Right. So then you've got the other, all the other guys were like Jewish, Christian, whatever, all these other religions, and he couldn't handle it. But like, the thing is that like, this works for anybody. I'm not trying to push it on y'all, but like, from small amounts to old amounts, I guarantee you already do magic. You already curse people. Like when you flip somebody off, that is from cursing tradition.
I just got flipped off on my own show.
And you're happy about it. No. But like that's a magical sign. There's an emotion projected through that.
your action.
Yeah, and so that is a curse right there. So
What about this one?
see, that is like rock on, brother,
Or-
shock on, brother.
Or go Longhorns. Or go Longhorns.
Go Longhorns.
Dad, I hate sports.
Yeah.
It was originally
That's
a
I love you.
Party on,
Online.
dude.
So,
But
Yeah.
What's
What about
this?
one?
That's a shocker.
What is this?
shocker.
I got the
That's a
spotter.
good time on Saturday.
Okay, we got 5 minutes. Okay, last 5 minutes of the show. First, I want to thank you guys for coming out here and being open and candid. This is the No Judgment City. This is where the fuck it goes down. People from all over Austin come here so they can be themselves.
Greg Abbott calls it the People's Republic of Austin, and he's right.
I don't know. I don't know him personally. Maybe he's a cool motherfucker.
No,
What
he
I've
ain't.
heard,
He ain't.
people don't like him. So, but thank you for coming. The last moments of the show, anybody from the studio audience can ask 2 hot seat questions. If you've never been asked, I know that some of you are familiar. We want to know what you guys truly believe in as wizards or druids or witches. What are you considered? Bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bad motherfucker
But
that practices.
I like the Santeria part of it.
Okay, the Santeria.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm learning. But
Santeria.
go.
Badass
Do
Santeria.
all the other stuff. Go.
Hot seat questions. Does anybody have any hot seat questions from the panel that they want to ask?
Well, I don't think we've asked him about Bigfoot.
Oh. You wanna get down on some Bigfoot?
Just pulled him out here.
No.
That's
no.
true.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
No.
Motherfucker.
Now, okay, next, like, what are you talking about? Bigfoot or skunk?
talking about
skunk
Bigfoot.
ape or?
No, I'm talking about.
I
I'm talking about the Sasquatch.
I have a question.
You got a question? Okay, speak up.
I was born and raised a Catholic, and the rituals that I see you guys see with me being raised as a Catholic is pretty similar.
Yeah.
Do you guys look at this as a religion to yourself?
I do.
Do you look at it as yourself like a widening opening to enrich yourselves to make you guys better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the way that I
it's like a
see,
spiritual thing.
I mean, it connects you guys to.
Well, we don't consider it a religion because we do have Christians who do come to our rituals,
Yeah.
and they.
Well, I'm not a Catholic now.
Yeah, it's
you
just
know,
it's
I
just
haven't
for
been to
them they
church
find
forever,
actual
but-
genuine happiness coming here, celebrating their Christian right in a druid.
But I
You
mean,
shouldn't have
actually
looked,
sitting
dude. That's your
back
fortune.
and
That's your
watching
fortune.
rituals,
Did you pick
it
that?
reminds me of being back in a Catholic church.
That one, that's the one you
And
got?
You know what? There's nothing wrong with
But
that.
look.
It's the high priest.
Okay.
Go show the camera.
Going like this.
This is a
He incredibly proud.
I'm so proud of my boots. The high priest, and it's going like this.
It's going like this.
You know what? That was actually a really good question, and that brings me to like other questions that I have about being uncomfortable and being who you are and doing what you do. But just with the last few minutes of the show, does anybody have any more hot seat questions? I know that you did.
Yeah. How long have you guys? So you guys are a group? Have you guys
No.
been doing this?
No, that
together?
was a mistake, but we're all independent.
All
But we're
completely-
familiar with each other. We're in the same community.
Yeah.
And we've been to each other's right.
That's what
Yeah.
normally a lot of different people, like a lot of independents, do and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So it was very fascinating to watch you guys perform. I really appreciate it. So for me, my perspective and my beliefs, thank you. It was really well done. Thank you.
My pleasure. Yeah, I'm doing a ritual at the Dead Folk Festival, which is like in June. It's in Bernie or something like that. It's like a music thing. But anyways, there's also another deal that we do, and that's the full moon rites. We also do
There's a
dark
full moon tonight.
moon rites. Yeah, there it is.
buddy.
You see
Full
it?
moon right now.
Yeah. So there's lots of community stuff. You can find out more about the pagan community on austinpagan.com.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a calendar and all that junk.
Sweet. You do it every Sunday or make up your own stuff?
No, it's
or,
every dark moon or every full moon.
Full moon.
Yeah, there's
Full moon
different
rites.
groups that do different things, and so you'll find it all on there. There's even a Thelemic Aleister Crowley group on there called the Scarlet Woman Lodge.
Can't do it.
Come on, buddy.
I've actually
They
been
can't
there
even
several
get me to
times.
do a
They're
Ouija
really
board.
cool.
I'm telling you.
Judgment zone, guy.
It's a no
judgment zone, guy.
Dude, he said he likes to kill little kids. Okay, there's 2 minutes here. Can we get it? Let's stand up here. I'm gonna bring this microphone up front. Everybody from the audience, please come up here.
Bring it! Audience!
Yeah, come on up. Come on up. All right. Kara's got me on a program, and I've lost.
Ooh, what kind of program?
I've lost some weight, and then I gained some of it back. I think that's why I'm sweating.
Follow the diet.
I reordered. But if anybody wants to lose like crazy fucking weight and make shit happen for themselves, please talk to Kara after the show because it's the real deal. I went from like, I went from 219 to like it was 218.5 to 205. You know? So if you want to lose weight and like get on top of your shit, then talk to Kara because it's like the real thing.
Double cheeseburgers.
Right. Step
Dude,
one.
we work together. You were not supposed to rat me out for that. So please come back every single week. This is Zombie Life TV. This is the family. If you guys want to be yourself and be who you are, then please come to the show. Every Thursday night, this is where we do it. Please go to the website, zombielifetv.com. Listen to our podcast, zombielifepodcast.com. and go be part of the family because we love you. Thank you so much for coming. Come on. Thank you. Now we can roll the credits. Roll the credits. I know we're early. Roll the credits.